Hey, this is Htown Wheelhouse here with Locked on Astros, and tonight we're going to talk about, I'm going to touch a little bit on Jose Altuve and his comments at the press conference and what that means. We're going to show you a sneak preview of Damn Yankees, not the New York Yankees, but Damn Yankees, a play put on by the Art Park players and our friend Brandon Del Castillo. I sat down with the director, and I'll have my Htown Wheelhouse hat review. Let's get started right now.
Welcome to Locked on Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Heisman and Brett Htown Wheelhouse Chansey.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome into another edition of Locked on Astros. This is a special edition. It's solo, but it's also, you're going to see Eric interview David Eck and Brendan Del Castillo. Then you'll see my hat review in between, and I'll just talk a little bit about Jose Altuve. I don't really have any clips from the press conference itself today, so thank y'all for tuning in. This episode is brought to you by GameTime. GameTime is an app that you simply download, create an account, and use the promo code LOCKEDON, LOCKEDON, for $20 off your first purchase. Trust me, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Check that out today. And also, you have what's called the Locked On Sports Today live 24/7 on YouTube. Check it out. It's the only 24/7 sports streaming channel. When the latest news breaks in, we break out an episode from that host, from that region, from that area. Local experts like myself and Eric take charge there. Make sure you follow us on X at Locked on Astros, TikTok, Facebook. I mean, look, we're on Spaces sometimes. We're on YouTube. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Spotify. Wherever you get your podcasts, check us out today. Help us get to 11,000 subscribers as we climb our way to 20,000 subscribers this year. Y'all are the real MVPs. Remember to make us your team every day. Again, I'm Htown Wheelhouse with Locked on Astros. You can find me at X, Instagram, and TikTok at Htown Wheelhouse. You can find me at Stros411 on X, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive, always Stros. So let's get right into it. Jose Altuve has had an amazing run here in Houston, and he really got started off. And he said, when I got called up, this is a Brad McTaggart quoted statement. When I got called up in 2011, they told me it was something temporary until they find another second baseman. Well, we have had it's going to be two Hall of Fame second basemen. We basically had the best second baseman in the last 30 years, pretty much two of the best on our team. Jose Altuve, when talk about the possibility of going to another team, he said, when people say it's your last year, you start thinking about it. But my wife and I, we have a lot of conversations. The best case scenario was always here, come back every day and night, and come back after the game and see my daughter sleeping and get up the next day and take them to school. I mean, he basically said this has become his home. He's back home in Maracay, Venezuela is his home, but this is also his home as well. Dana Brown, on the financial flexibility that it allows, it costs to be good. These players we're bringing in are pretty special. Hader is pretty special, and extending Altuve in this organization, that's pretty special as well. Altuve mentioned that he's happy and proud. He said he's blessed. Houston is my home. I have two homes. I grew up in Venezuela, in my country. Every time I go there, I tell my wife, let's go home. When I come back, I say, let's go home. And so he definitely feels the love there. And also, he really is excited because Houston, the new Mayor Whitmore, declared February 7th, Jose Altuve Day, 2-7 for 27. And you love to hear that. Jose Altuve today wasn't without comments from Scott Boras, and I really like what Scott Boras said. I know a lot of people don't like him, but here's what he said. His greatness is a mystery because it's never ending. Sounds like an agent. The length of his contract is very important so he can have a chance to get 3,000 hits. And then talking about Alex Bregman. Alex has made it clear he's open to listening to whatever the Astros have to say. So I've been saying all along that Alex Bregman is probably going to walk and get that $300 million contract. But we also know his comments on Jose Altuve and how much he loves playing with Jose Altuve and how much he wants his son to be Jose Altuve. Could this be the dawn of a new day for super athletes like Alex Bregman, who may take a reduced hometown discount to stay in Houston and keep winning? Can you imagine if Bregman stayed in town? Can you imagine if Tucker got re-signed? I don't want to call him Hucker. Why Tucker got signed? I mean, can you imagine Tucker, Bregman, and Altuve, that I joked about them all three signing? Can you imagine them staying here? Wow, that would be simply mind-blowing. Look, that's a condensed version of what they talked about in the press conference, and we'll cover that more in detail the next week. And I just want to say thank you for all of y'all checking us out. This is going to be a great season. 2024 is going to be a heck of a year, and I really hope that y'all stick around to Locked On Astros. It sounds like I'm signing off because I'm technically signing off, but what we're going to switch to is after you hear from our sponsors, you're going to watch an interview with Eric and David Eck and Brendan Del Castillo, who are he is headlining in the Play Damn Yankees with the Park Art Players in Deer Park. And there's also a sample of one of the songs. So please stick around. In the middle of that clip, you'll see the first ever Htown Hat review. You want to stay for that, where I give you all my thoughts and opinions on the spring training hat. So make sure that you stay locked in to Locked On Astros. Thank y'all for tuning in. So stay around because we've got a really good interview, and I really want y'all to see this and hear this, and hopefully y'all get out to see it. So without further ado. This episode is brought to you by GameTime. You shouldn't have to worry when you buy tickets at your next big event. GameTime is fast. It's easy. I've used it. It's a phenomenal site, easy to find tickets. You can buy tickets to events of pretty much any kind. You get flash zone deals, last minute deals, lowest price guaranteed, event cancellation protection, and job loss protection. Look, when you see the view of your seat and you know exactly what you're getting at the price you're getting it at, where can you go wrong with GameTime? All-in prices shows you your totals, so you're not surprised by hidden fees or fees that pop up after you're about to check out and you go, wow, I didn't know I was spending that much. I'm telling you, I've walked up to Minute Maid Park. I have been going into the stadium and getting my tickets. So download the GameTime app today, create an account, use the promo code Locked On for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code Locked On, LOCKEDON, for $20 off. Download GameTime today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed.
Hey Astros fans, Eric Heisman here with the Locked On Astros podcast, and we're here to say, damn Yankees. Well, we're not really talking about the Yankees, but are we? I mean, we're here with baseball here, and so we're at the Park Players Theater, and we're here with the director, David Eck, and of course, y'all know my co-host, Talking Stros, Brandon Del Castillo. So we're here to talk about the play, damn Yankees. I mean, we don't like the Yankees, so I'm sure there's something to do with baseball here. So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the play, and they have a little treat planned for us as well. So first of all, David, tell us a little bit about this theater.
Art Park Players, we've been here, I think, for 43 years. We're part of the City of Deer Park Parks and Recreation Department, so we greatly serve the City of Deer Park and beyond in Houston proper. And we've been growing, and we're about to burst the walls out of this place soon. And they've never done Damn Yankees before. The show's been around since 1955. It's a classic Broadway musical, and we decided to bring it to our audiences here in Deer Park this season.
So is it actually about the Yankees?
It is not. It's actually based on a book about the year the Yankees lost the pennant. So they defied odds, and the Yankees actually lost that year. So it's loosely based on that. I keep telling my cast and crew that it very much reminds me of like a Twilight Zone type of a musical. It's got some like uneasiness about it. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what can they expect? Somebody that comes and watch it, what can they expect from watching this play?
Well, if you like baseball and you like musicals, you're gonna like Damn Yankees. So it's like I said, it's very traditional Broadway musicals. And if you like singing and you like dancing, you're gonna like Damn Yankees. So it's a show that I was first exposed to in 1998 when there was a revival of it on Broadway, and it's just something that's been kicking around the theater consciousness for quite a while, and it's always been a fan favorite. So we're happy to bring it here. And when I knew there was a show about baseball, I'm like, you got to get this guy involved. So
it's been awesome. I wasn't familiar with Damn Yankees. I knew a couple of the songs, and of course I knew that it was a Broadway musical, but I'd never actually seen it. And what I really enjoy about it is it's kind of everybody's dream, right? To I don't want to give too much away, but to kind of become the hero of your hometown team. So anybody sitting there watching the game, getting up off your couch and going and become that hero and beating the damn Yankees to win the pennant is kind of what it's about, but with good music and dancing and storyline.
Absolutely.
So I've known this guy for many years. Can he sing?
Oh yeah. Yeah, very much so.
Okay, you'll have to prove it to us in a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
I usually don't ever cross, the singing and theater with baseball, but I mean, it's natural here where it just the two worlds have met.
So tell us a little bit about this scene. What are we looking at right here?
Right now, we are in the locker room of the Washington Senators.
Okay.
So mid to late 50s is what I say. And a large majority of the action happens in here. A couple of men take their clothes off, but there's no nudity, so don't come for the nudity because you're not going to get any. Sexy ladies and men, I guess sexy men. Yeah, you're sexy.
Hey, thanks.
So,
I appreciate that. Give me the $5.
But there are some very $5. So very, very, very memorable tunes. We got "Heart" happens in the locker room. We have "The Game," another show-stopping number happens in the locker room. A lot of over-the-top, stereotypical ball plays. There was also a movie. It was a movie that it was actually when it was a Broadway show, and they made a movie with Tab Hunter, and most of the Broadway cast actually performed in the film, which is kind of rare. Normally when whenever a musical becomes a movie, they take all these big Broadway stars and they say, oh, we'll add so-and-so and such, and the only real difference is they added Tab Hunter to be the Joe Hardy character.
Right.
So the story is a mortality tale of some sorts where old Joe is frustrated that his Washington Senators keep losing every single year, so he says, I'll sell my soul if I could beat the Yankees. And then the devil, or a devil-like character, pops up and says, I'll take you up on that. So then he does a little magic, young Joe comes and like I said, I don't want to give too much away, but
it is a Faustian deal.
Very Faustian deal.
All right, so I know we like saying "Damn Yankees," but when can you watch the Damn Yankees?
We open next Friday, February 9th.
That's right.
And we run
tomorrow.
We run a week from tomorrow. Yes, we have a lot to do in the next week. And we have 8 performances total. We run February 9th and we close on the 24th. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday. And then we're done. And then we move on to the next production.
All right, so what's the address of?
All right, here's my first ever Htown Wheelhouse hat review with Locked On Astros. I got my own little lid here, got a sweet little Astrodome logo on the side, but let me tell you what makes a good hat. What makes a good hat is a good design, a good color scheme. You got something right here like this. We got the old 2017 World Series logo. Got another World Series logo. A lot of these were created by guys that create hats for Big City Cap Zone, but you got a really good color combination. I really like this one. It's a little different. It's got the teal, got the teal underbill, and it really, the colors really set themselves apart on the hat. This one, Eraser X. Some of these created by my guy, Joe Muscat, and just released by Big City Cap Zone, but even has some green in there. Now, what I don't like about the spring training hat is this. I'll be real honest with you. Is the orange on orange. Now, honestly, with the white outline that I have on this graphic, it actually doesn't look as bad as I thought it would with the curve bill. The curve bill hat looks okay to me. I just don't know. I guess all the uniforms going to be the same. I'm not sure. I'm not a big fan of this hat. I don't like the light orange. What I think they should have done what they could have done is they could have gone with maybe, I don't even know, man. They need to put more blue in there. Maybe make the bill a blue, make the little knob on the top a blue, the top of the cap, maybe do the little air vents where it's supposed to keep your head cooler, which doesn't. We know that if you wear these hats for a lifetime for a living. But I don't know. I think this is a swing and miss hat. Everyone is like, well, who signed off on this? I'm pretty sure these are league decisions. So as far as I'm concerned, this one is going to be a thumbs down for me. If you do see me rocking it, it's mainly to support my team. And if I like it more in person, I'll get one. But hey, if you like the hat and you love it, you know what? More power to you. Go get as many hats as you want. But for me, Htown Wheelhouse, I'm going to pass on this one.
Address of the theater?
1302 Center Street, Deer Park, Texas, 77356. Is that right? Did I get that right? 77536.
Okay. All righty. So now a little bit of thoughts about the Astros. Now the season's about to start. Brandon, I know you're into the Astros a little bit. So what are your thoughts about the Astros going into the season?
I still think they're the team to beat in the American League. We were one game away from, winning the World Series. I think if we would have won one home game during the ALCS, we would have had pretty good fortune against the Diamondbacks. It wasn't meant to be, but I still think the Astros are the best team. I'm expecting a big bounce back from Jose Abreu. Of course, the addition of Josh Hader in the bullpen is going to help out, but I still think it's going to be a great team. We got to look out for his Baltimore Orioles.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, they just got sold, right?
They did. Cal Ripken's going to be part owner.
Yep.
That's pretty exciting.
Actually pretty cool.
That's pretty exciting, yeah.
So, hey, guys, from behind the camera, I have a question. This being a play for the community, a play with community people, what does that add to it for someone to come locally? Because, people are always willing to go to the big Broadway plays. You hear of Wicked and the big plays. You go to the big music halls. But what value do you see, and what can you tell the people that maybe haven't been to a community play? Why is it probably better, maybe, because even if it's not a Broadway play, but what is like the personal touch, the people being here, how much does that mean to the community?
Well, the theater only has 3 full-time employees, me, my big boss, Susan, and Joe, our technical director. And we have very few part-time employees. Everything else is run by volunteers. We have over 100 plus volunteers that help pull together every single production. So there's a very big sense of pride in what we do, and it's always, we have a very strong patron base who've been many of these patrons. I mean, I used to joke for many years it's harder to get a season ticket to Art Park Players than it is to get a ticket to the Astros, a season ticket to the Astros. But I mean, very, very, very loyal fan base, and a lot of friends and family. They come and they just support their friends, whatever seats are left. So we pretty much sell out everything, but we do have some seats available. So you should come and see our show.
We'll definitely have to come check it out. After Damn Yankees, do y'all have any plans for your next play?
Our next show is an original musical called Trails. So that'll be something cool and counter-programming to what we typically do. And then in the summer, we have a big musical we're doing, The Sound of Music.
Okay.
So I'm sure everybody's heard of that one.
All right, Brandon, you got anything else?
No, I really appreciate you guys coming out and talking with us. Spring training's right around the corner, so getting in the mood for some baseball, and this is just a great way to come out and get your fix before spring training.
All right.
And I will have to say that someone who is not, I guess, I have seen a couple big plays. I got to see the Fiddler on the Roof the last time that the original main character was on tour. I got to see Mary Poppins in person, and so I gained an appreciation for the theater that I didn't know I had. And so I would just say, I would encourage anybody, like if this is the first time you're coming out, why not come to a local theater, support local artists, and because to me, you'll probably see a lot of passion and a lot of artistry and a lot of just that come through, and it means more when it's local. So supporting this local theater goes a long way for you guys.
Absolutely, I appreciate that.
All right, so y'all said you had some production for us, a little mini production, right?
Yeah,
I think we're going to put on one of the numbers for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
All right, you want to do it now or in a little bit?
Well, we have we're going to do a little staging here, and then we'll show you what we got.
All right, well, we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and see a little sneak peek of the production.
Great.
This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is here. And if you want some super action and some super fun for Super Bowl Sunday, America's #1 sportsbook has got you covered. If you're like me, Super Bowl Sunday is all about scoring. The best seat in the house on that couch, grabbing your favorite football snacks, wings, pizza, calamari, whatever it is, smoked oysters. I mean, whatever it is that you consume, and then you want to play some super bets. Well, I've got the solution. Look, your team may not be in the Super Bowl, but you can end the season with a W or 2 or 3, like a good old winning streak. That's right. Not only can you bet on who will win the Super Bowl 58, that is in Las Vegas. That's right. But FanDuel also has ways to bet on which player will score touchdowns, probably who kicks the first field goal, how many points will be scored, and so much more. So new customers join today and you'll get $200 in bonus bets if your bet of $5 or more wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to sign up. That's FanDuel.com/lockedon. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. And we want to thank y'all for tuning in to Locked On Astros, and make sure that you make us your first listen every day, and make sure that you check out Locked On Sports Today. That's right, the only 24/7 YouTube channel where sports are streaming 24/7 from your local experts like Eric and myself will be hanging out. This has been a great episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Htown Wheelhouse. This is the Locked On Astros. Eric will be back on Sunday. Look, if something breaks during the weekend, we may break in. I know the Super Bowl is this weekend, but if something big happens like a signing, we'll let you know. Thank y'all so much from myself, from Eric, from everybody here at Locked On Astros. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you tell your friends about us. Let them know that we're going back to the World Series. Y'all have a good one. And like Lance says, bury me in the H, or I literally love Jose Altuve. Go Stros. Let's go, baby. Let's go.